Hello again, I'm Will Kidd, and I'm here with video number 2 of our amazing online walkthrough for our May 3rd through 6th sale in Halls. And I'm just going to pick up where I left off. I was upstairs, I've come down the stairs, and now I'm in the basement. So, starting with one garage, we're going to walk through to another garage because there's an addition on this house. This is all Longaberger, mostly in their traditions, and they do have blue, green, and red mixed in here, so it's tremendous. And then I also talked about tons of plastic storage devices. Here they are. We still got a little staging to do down here, so apologize for the messes, but you should have seen it when we started. Here's a ton more coats, clothes, handy dandy stuff there. Behind me, if I spin around, these two big metal sturdy cabinets will be for sale. This one's got about 2 million candles in the bottom. This one's got about 200 mason jars and a lot of other goodies. Now, one of the interesting things about this house is the man of the house worked for AT&T, and he saved a ton of telephone stuff, so you're going to start seeing telephone stuff sneaking through here. Right here, though, I'm still in the kind of upstairs overflow with artwork and baskets and linens and towels and sheets. Here's the milk and other color glass overflow. If I could look straight up above my head, it's the non-Longaberger basket overflow. There's tons more baskets in here. This is all Christmas quality, really fancy Christmas wrapping in the little totes. And then if you can make it out, there's a great work table underneath here. Then I've got, you know, your standard kitchen or household stuff. Lots and lots of baskets, coolers, picnic baskets, there we go. And then this giant piece is an industrial parts cabinet with drawers and everything. That came out of the phone business, and it's going to be in the online auction coming through. Sorry, this is my box pile stacked up there for when we get ready to start selling. Got a beautiful desk here. Back and way up. Got this great roll top desk in really good shape. And now I'm into, look at this. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4 different AT&T tool boxes. Look at all the pair of scissors, all of the various hardware here. Strings, nails, screws, bolts, wire, you name it. I've got all these gun goodies. There's 6 different belly drills, 3 different tire irons, 400 clamps, all kind of testers right here. If you're an electronics guy, you're going to love this. Look underneath this cabinet or desk here. There's all your hardware. Up on top, it is covered up with tools. Again, we got a little more staging to go, but it's lots of pricing to do. But then the metal shelving will be for sale. And if I can, I'm not sure if I can get the angle here, but there's 2 more metal cabinets, and look at everything inside here. Now, where outside of, you know, Home Depot have you seen 24 staple guns? I've got it. If they got it in this workshop, there's good chance they bought it by the case. There's a ton of cool stuff in here. And again, I'm into the phone stuff, all kind of interesting hardware, tools, you name it. This is a good place to come digging around if you're into the guy stuff. And let me see if I can pass through. Also, we've got coolers, heaters, dollies, all that kind of stuff that you need. By coming into the hallway now, look at this bathroom. This is just like, oh, if we find any linens, let's go ahead and put it in the bathroom downstairs. And then it got so full that it wouldn't even all fit in here. But blankets, towels, sheets, quilts, comforters, many of it new in package. And if it's not new in package, it might be a vintage one like over here, where she's very carefully folded it, ironed it, and sealed it away in the zipper bags. So tons of goodies of that type that you're going to find here in this little teeny tiny bathroom. And I mean, if you need home goods, this is a sale for you. Coming out of there, I'm into what we're calling the sewing room. It starts with more cool baby stuff. Here's a couple of bassinets. We could actually call this the baby room because there are 7, I think, different cribs in here. But of course, we'll start with a closet full of quality clothes. And then I've got some hanging on the wall. And then there's 5 different dress forms or sewing forms, and a couple of those in the online auction. The rest are tagged. There's a beautiful wardrobe with fantastic burl wood. Really nice piece. Hat boxes coming across the floor. All kind of remnants and other things you want to sew with. Bunnies. And here is one of the many antique cribs. Most of these cribs are not suitable for humans. By the way, don't put your baby in here because the bars are not code width. if you buy these. Some are in the online auction. There's a real pretty rocking love seat here. I've never seen one of those. That's pretty cool. Been underneath all the sewing supplies. There is another crib, and spinning around again. I got several of these painting hangings or artist easel, and there's yet another crib. And then leaning on the end of that metal crib, there's 4, I think, wooden cribs that will all be for sale in the tag sale, and all kind of decor here. I know I'm cruising along pretty quick, you can't see all of it, but there's a ton of cool stuff. All right, so going back into the hallway, we will be giving away at the door, as long as they last, free totes to use at the sale. These are all kind of different totes that they were bought to be embroidered, but the embroidering didn't happen, so we're just gonna let you use them. Now we're into sewing land, and I'm going to pass through another room first and come back to sewing land. Here's the laundry room, Linen City in here. We've got so many chenille bedspreads, more than you can shake a stick at, and then all kind of other good linens, pillows, blankets, etc., etc. Here's your pile of chenille. On this one, there's a beautiful handmade quilt hanging there. We've got look at this. Tide in volume. I got 3 different Kirby vacuums in this room, so we can take care of it that way. There is a if you like the coffee mugs, tucked underneath there's a coffee mug collection, and I've got about 10 times that many in totes elsewhere in the house. And then also another good collectible I have is antique oil lanterns. I hope that's showing up. We got a lot of the nice lanterns. Here's some of the older Longabergers again. More Longaberger up top. And then we're getting into antiques and cool sewing collectibles. So let's go on into the sewing room. Several of these thread holders are in the sale in the online auction, and there's another pair for the online auction. And then antique irons we have as well. The desk that this is all on, great oak desk in the online auction, along with this oak table. Then here's a host of it's tag and online auction stuff here, and the vintage and antique telephone stuff. I've got, of course, we got you got telephones, you got to have insulators and the wires. This I haven't seen for a long time, the little pegs that go on top of the old telephone poles. I got crates. There's a bottle collection for the online auction. McCoy set, several of your excuse me, Crocs, and now I'm into Singer 221s. There's a bunch of them. There's a million little Singer accessories. Singer 221, of course, world famous machine, and there's at least half a dozen, probably more here. We did our best to include all the model and serial numbers in our listings. Look at this beauty here in the big case. Here's industrial power Singer, and then hiding behind it again is more of the 221s down there in the case on the floor. Then just for fun, you got all the fun sewing collectibles, figurines, and there's another thread holder and tchotchke decor and all that. Killer gorgeous wardrobe here in the burl oak, or tiger oak, I mean, with lots of pretty designs on it. And then I'm into another antique churn, thread holders, needle holders, antique ironing boards, you name it. There's a lot of cool antiques in the room, and there's a charger full, or a carboy full of matches for you voluminous out there. And then I'm into, hopefully the camera's going to show this, a whole host of cool old lanterns. I think I'm auctioning one, and the rest are going to be tagged, and that gets us ready to roll into, well, I'm going to take the long way to the garage. I'm going to go back through the laundry room. You'll need a map to find your way through this house. This bathroom's got a lot of good bathroom stuff, linens, towels, sheets, and all those kind of goodies, along with toiletries. Then there's a lot of nice lingerie that's in here, and if we peek through the door, I'm back into, there's like a mini kitchen down here, so it's full of good kitchenware. A lot of cool retro stuff on the shelf here we had a good time looking at. Then there's aluminum ware, and I love all the pink on this shelf. That's ice cream shop, you know, banana split and type things. There's your aluminum ware. There's, of course, there's Longabergers on the ceiling as everywhere else. And down here, more good linens and canister set, Arthur Court. On and on we go with that type of stuff. Then I've got some fabulous coats, and just like coat overflow, we didn't have anywhere else to go, so we're hanging them on the doors down in here. And then last but not least, I'm going into the man cave, which has, of course, a good dose of Tennessee items, a map collection, several sets of antique mailbox out of an old post office, then some good old books, And then I'm into some fun telephone stuff. Line testers. We had a case out in the garage. Here's many, many more. I'm into some Coca-Cola collectibles in here, and you know, coin roller and that type of stuff. I've got all just what you want to be in this room if you're after the die-cast collectibles. Old radios. We're gonna have there's one there. We'll have a few more. Die-cast all the way around the top shelf. Looks a little dim to me, but it's up there. And then we go into a lot of nice old collector tins. And then I'm into some clocks, and we mentioned in the listing that we have a long run of U.S. coin books. Last we didn't get it, but there was a fine coin collection in the house, and there's all the coin books I used. And this one of my favorite pieces in the house, fantastic giant card catalog. I can't remember how many drawers it is, but that'll hold you just about everything you need to organize in your life. And then around the top here, hopefully it'll show up. Not looking too promptly. Well, that's okay. This is all one auction lot. It's I think a complete or near complete run of all the Texaco collectible airplanes. That's many $100s worth of collectible die-cast plane there. All right, so last room, and not by far the least, somewhere under all these Mickey Mouse telephones and Cabbage Patch dolls and Snoopy telephone and everything, there's a magnificent desk. And this white frame that you see here is a huge Bernina, a very expensive originally quilting rack with a Bernina machine on it. Then we have beaucoup tons of you know, just household overflow here. But the real thing in the garage to get excited about, if this excites you, oh my God, the Barbie collection is in the many hundreds. This is all just sort of random Barbies here. I went past the Three Stooges collection. You know, here's a Batman collection. Now I'm into a whole bunch more interesting Barbies. This is a huge assortment here of the Dolls of the World Barbie. Every other kind of Barbie you want to think of. Star Trek, of course. Barbie loves this Barbie. 50th anniversary Barbie. And that's just layer one. Now just watch me go around the room here. I'm trying not to give you a spinny headache, but here's the My Fair Lady dolls. Here's Barbie going skiing, and on it goes. Barbie goes here, Barbie goes there. Now I'm into a long run of the holiday Barbies. And not to be completely sexist and just have Barbies in the house, we're going to run into the G.I. Joes as well. And here we come in. Here's Action Pilot G.I. Joe. This is a big selection here. Soldiers of the World G.I. Joe running all the way down here in the red, white, and blue boxes. When I start hitting flashy colors again, I'm into more Barbies. I've got the Wizard of Oz Barbies. I've got all of your Gone with the Wind. And just to drop down while I'm over here, we got a great assortment of office supplies in serious volume, and another killer steel desk, which I would have put in the auction, but I didn't know it was there because it was so covered up with office supplies. I do have Longaberger overflow. There's another 100 or 200 baskets down here inside these mini crates, which we got to sell some upstairs before we can pull these out. Bicycles, more Coca-Cola collectibles, and I'm trying to get around the corner here so we can show that the Barbies didn't stop. They go around the top. They go down the side in between the doors where it's a little dim. And there's a bunch of Barbie telephones, of course, because in this family, if you had Barbie and telephone, you were in heaven. And then running up the other side, Mercury Astronaut. I'm into G.I. Joes all over again. And then shooting back across the middle, if we go to that far corner underneath Barbies, there's a ton of telephone goodies. There's a ton of shelf liners and wrapping paper and storage devices and hat boxes and everything you can imagine. Look at that stack full of pillows. All that stuff is buried the quilting machine. All right, I'm at 14 minutes again on video 2. That took me 28 minutes to talk as fast as I can and walk through this house, y'all. Awesome sale. Please come see us May 3 through 6 in Halls.